Hi, thank you for joining us on 7 Report today for our first look at the Arymi Gille Tank. Kangaroo has introduced a brand new brand, not just a new product, an entire new brand called Arymi, A-R-Y-M-I. Now the company's new website says Arymi is a manufacturer of intelligent vape devices and accessories. At Arymi, we strive to deliver products known for smart designs, innovative solutions, and high quality. Their very first product is the Gille Tank. Now the Gille is a top filler with a capacity of 3 mil, and Arymi ships it with 3 0.2 ohm EOCC coils, a spare Pyrex tank, some extra organic cotton, and a set of seal rings. We're going to change camera angles, open up the box, show you how you put it together, how you want to make sure you prime those coils, how you fill it, put it on the mod, and then come back and do a very first vape with the brand new Arymi Gille Tank. Well, here's how the Gille comes packaged. You have the tank itself with one of those EOCC coils already installed. You have your manual, a little card telling you about how to properly prime the EOCC coil. And then underneath this little section here, you have 2 additional EOCCs. There's one inside the tank. And that's how it looks in the wrapper. Go ahead and get the tank out of the package. Now those coils, these EOCC coils, are not like traditional coils. They're made out of what Arymi calls a Kanthal heating circle tube with replaceable organic cotton. Let's set the tank down here, give you a look at that. Go ahead and disassemble the top cover, and this is what they call the coil cover, and that just slides right out of there. And that is the EOCC. And now that cotton is supposed to be replaceable. You can, once that's spent, you can just pull that out, and Arymi does include with the extra Pyrex tank an extra set of seals and some organic cotton so that you can re-wick that. Now you also will be able to buy, if you don't want to have to bother with re-wicking them, you'll be able to buy these EOCC coils pre-made just like that. Now right now the Arymi Gille Tank is only available for pre-order. Now they say, Arymi says, that the coil heating surface of that EOCC is much increased compared to traditional resistance wire, so the design is supposed to increase the efficiency in heating the coil. And Arymi recommends you use these coils. They give you the best performance at a wattage range of 20 to 40 watts. Now, to fill the Gille, I always find it's easier to put a tank on a mod. We've got the Kangaroo K-Box 200 that we're going to be using. Just go ahead and put that on the mod. We unscrew the coil cover, leaving the drip tip in place, and just pull that out. I'm going to set that over here for a second. Get my e-juice, and today I'm going to try out a brand new e-juice Rainbow Dust. It's a Nova juice from our new friends at Nova Vape in the United Kingdom. And to fill it, you just pour it right in that center hole. I'm trying to make sure I get this in the shot, but don't overflow it, which is easier said than done. Oh man, that juice just smells so good. I think it's going to be plenty. So there we are, it's filled up. Now we're going to take the coil with the coil cover and top cover and drip tip assembly and just put it back down inside there. and screw it back on. And that will begin to soak. Now, according to this, you can also, no, it's not actually according to that, but you can prime it by pulling it out of there and dripping it along the sides. But we want to make sure that we put a little bit of juice, 5 or 6 drops or so, right into the center of the cotton. And just give that a second or two to absorb. It says 5 to 6 drops on that card. And they also say put a drop or two into this gap here. So we're going to do what the card recommends. So let's put a drop or two in there on each side. Make sure that's really saturated. Then we're going to replace the top cover. Now the drip tip is also removable if you'd like to do that to clean it out. It's a little on the slippery side though. And there it comes. Felt like it was coming. And there are 4 airflow holes, although they're not adjustable, on the Gille. So I'm going to let this sit here for a few minutes because it is a brand new coil. I want to make sure that it gets nice and saturated. Then we'll I think we've got this set in temperature mode, or rather wattage mode. Yes, it's reading the coils 0.20 ohm. Have it set at 20 watts. Again, they recommend 20 to 40 watts for best performance. We'll start off with 20 watts. Once that coil is nice and saturated, come back on a different camera angle and give the Gille coil from Arymi a very first vape. I think we're ready to give the Gille Tank from Arymi, a brand new brand from Kanger Tech, its very first vape. We filled it with rainbow dust from Nova Juice from our friends at Nova Vapes. They are from the UK. We have it attached to the Kanger Tech K-Box 200. It's set in wattage mode. It's reading the EOCC coil at 0.2 ohms exactly, which is what it's supposed to be. I have it set at the lowest setting in that recommended wattage range, 20 watts. Again, Arymi recommends 20 to 40 watts for the best performance. We'll try it at 20 and then play around a little bit with those wattage settings. Let's give it a first vape. For 20 watts, that is not a bad amount of vapor. The flavor is a little bit on the mild side. The jaw is a little airy. The strip tip, a little short. I don't know, maybe I got big lips, I don't know. It whistles a little, but tell you what, that's a good amount of vapor. Let's take it up to 25 watts. See what it does to flavor and vapor production here. Vapor production seems to have increased, as did the flavor. The flavor is getting a little richer and fuller. Let's go up in 5 watt increments, take it up to 30 watts. You know what? I like this tank. The flavor is starting to pop now. Again, vapor production is a little bit more, and it's getting just a little bit warm with the vapor. Let's go to 35. That's pretty close to the sweet spot. But just for kicks, we'll take it up to 40 again. That is the top end of that recommended wattage range, 20 to 40 watts. can feel it getting a little warmer. I think I'm going to back it off somewhere between 30 and 35. Let's try 33. And you know what? Let's just be exact. 32 and a half. I can feel it get a little warm. It's a little warm to the touch, but the flavor is very rich and full. The vapor production for 32 and a half watts, that's an amazing amount of vapor production. On the TFV4 by Smock, I'm running it usually, if I'm using one of the coils, it's a Kanthal coil, running it in wattage mode around 75, 80 watts to get a similar amount of vapor. That is very nice. The only minor complaint at this very early stage of usage is that this drip tip is short enough that my lips are sometimes coming in contact with that top cover, and that top cover is picking up a little bit of heat. But other than that, you're seeing this vapor, right? It's 32, let me see if I can get this on camera, just to prove to you. This is 32 and a half watts. Let's get that lit up. Can you read that? 32 and a half watts. That is an amazing amount of vapor at that relatively low wattage setting. Well, that's it, our first look at the brand new Arymi Gille Tank, their very first product. They do have a mod on their website. For the life of me, I can't remember the price. I think it's just below $30 is what their manufacturer's suggested retail price is. I'll have a little bit more information about that, a link to the Arymi website on the accompanying article to this first look on our website, 7report.com. And I'm going to be using this tank over the course of the next week or two. We've got a couple other things in the queue to do first looks and reviews on too. So it might be a week, 2 weeks, but we'll come back with a full in-depth review on the Gille Tank from Arymi. And if you follow 7 Report on Facebook or Twitter, you will find out that way when that review has been published. Thank you so much to our friends at Kanger Tech for introducing us to Arymi, and to our friends at Arymi for supplying the Gille Tank for a 7 Report review. Thank you for being with us today on 7 Report. Please do subscribe to the YouTube channel and check out the rest of our website too, 7report.com. We update both the YouTube channel, the website all the time. Hardware, e-juice reviews, and a whole lot more. So I hope that you will keep coming back, and thank you again for being with us today on 7 Report.